this is your application. Okay, and this is your database. Okay, so whenever actually you want to, let's say, there might be a situation where actually it needs to read data from multiple tables. Your application needs to read data from multiple needs. Okay, and it's actually it's going like a multiple reads, and here actually you have like a some logic, and again you are sending back to database. So it's like a complex situation. With this one, right, what adds overhead is, right, your data is the computation, right? If data and your server, let's say this is your application, right? Application and server both are in a different machines, right? So when they are in the different machines, there will be like a time taking process actually here. It is something similar actually. Let's say you are actually um, you are getting water or anywhere, right? Like a from a tank actually you are getting water and storing them. So like I don't know like what's the right example. Let me think. Okay, so it's like a you are a chef. Okay, you are cooking. You want to cook actually, um, and what do? Actually, you will go and get all the ingredients at once and then start cooking, right? Or how it would be like if you are going like every time to the grocery store and buying the ingredient one at a time and coming back and cooking it. So it will be sorry. So it will be like a too much time taking, right? So this is also same thing. Your application is in one node, meaning like a even though actually your application is in IntelliJ and it is running on Java, and your uh, database actually is running in a different. I already told you, right? Process port and all. It's in a two different process. The communication between them may take like some time. In order to avoid that, what they do, right? The application logic they write in the sometimes it may need, right, to write the application logic within the database itself. Some of the application logic. So that's called either stored procedure or okay a function. Stored procedure or function. So we have like a two concept here where we write a program inside the database, like a how we wrote a Java program, right? Let's say actually you want to grade actually students based on certain criteria, right? So how you write it, it's actually you can write your programs within the database. Those are actually called like a store procedures or functions. They also have called types, classes, everything actually like it type. Yeah. So, okay. We'll today we'll learn only store procedures or functions, and then we'll know like the rest of things, packages and all later. Uh, so how you write a store procedure? Because it is a it's not it's though it's actually to some extent actually they will follow the ANSI SQL standards, but it is more like a vendor specific. Every vendor has their own syntaxes because it's more like a database, how they will compute inside that one, right? So most of time how it will be is, so it will be like a create function, okay, and function name, okay, then begin, okay, and here actually your logic goes, okay, and end. This is for function. And similarly, procedure. So it goes like this. Here actually, what you do, right? This is what actually your function, right? Your procedure or function. What about actually written variables and all, right? Like let's say, think that this is a method, your Java method. Your Java method is can be void. So if I say like this, right, it's not returning anything. So it's a void function. Well, no, it's a void method. You can think like that. Okay. If you say, okay, if you register something actually variables here, like okay, uh, in parameter, right? Parameter int in. Okay. If you tell that, right, declare, I think, declare parameter in. If you tell like this, right, that means actually it's equivalent to in Java. Okay. Uh, public void procedure int parameter, because you specified a in here, in parameter. Okay. Also you can specify out parameter. Out parameter is also something similar to uh, it's little bit different from Java. Okay. uh, Out parameters also you can specify. That means actually you don't need to pass in the input, but you can expect them in the output. Let's say declare parameter to int out. So here actually you can pass like a int another parameter to, and this will be your implementation. Because you know Java, that's why I'm telling that. But the caller for this one, right? How it will be? They will be calling, okay, procedure. Here they will be passing int and variable, right? Parameter param2. Okay, this is how they will call it. When the executed, right, param2 value initially may be null. Let's say it's int param2. Initially it's not assigned. But when the procedure is executed, the param2 value will be updated through this procedure. So we have like a two types of parameters, one in, in out, and also we have like a in out parameter. That means the same variable or string you can take like a in out. So what it means, right? The in out it's actually parameter can be is a input, and it will also update the value on top of this one. You cannot update the value on this parameter, but you can update the value on the parameter 3. That's how it will work. So if you see any sample functions, right? Yeah. So this is what actually syntax in MySQL. But let's see if they have procedure. Okay. So this is how what they created. Create procedure job data. So inside that actually there's it's like a empty function job data query. Okay. So it will execute some data and it will print it. Yeah. See, this is create procedure. Okay. These are all actually comments. Okay. They started comment here and ended their comment. No, they didn't end. So we have actually, in we have loops where actually you can loop it. It's pretty much intuitive because you already know Java. It's pretty much intuitive. Loops actually where it will loop till it finds actually end loop. It's like a loop should be the entry point, end loop is the exit point. So let's write actually a sample database function. For some reason, actually, I'm not able to create a store procedure using my DB viewer. It's not allowing me. It's allowing me from the UI. Uh, okay, like this actually can create procedure. So if I create here, right, I can create procedure, but it's not allowing me to modify actually uh, for some reason. Maybe I need to find out the right way of in DB viewer. Maybe SQL workbench as you all have, right? That may work, I think. But as I am using uh, as I am using actually um, my DB viewer, I'm not able to create it in the right way. Okay, so this is what. For the time being, actually, what I will do, I will execute the same queries in uh, my terminal. So I connected. What I will do, right, first. Yeah. So what I do, I need to log in like this. You need to specify MySQL -h localhost or whatever it is, and you need to give the username. What username you need to do, and here is the password. The password is, yeah. So it logs you in this one, right? Now use training. So I am using the database training. Okay. Now here, right? Uh, because it's a multi-line statement, I am using within this command line window. I need to specify my delimiter. All right. Whenever actually a delimiter, it let's say if next time actually it sees till the it will actually keep on ask you to enter multiple lines till the time actually it sees this symbol. If it sees this symbol, right, it will immediately terminate and execute that statement. Okay. Delimiter is change. Oh, delimiter cannot be backslashes. Let's see this one. So delimiter is change now. uh, it's not a okay, you can ask like, why can't it be a semicolon, right? Uh, for example, delimiter is semicolon now. Delimiter is changed. So I have actually employee. Okay. Right now, actually, I created employee. I executed employee table, and I can see the data. But if I am writing a store procedure, that means actually I am writing like a multiple statements where there might be having a semicolon, right? In order to avoid that one, right, I am specifying a delimiter as a different delimiter for the time being. So that actually when uh, semicolon is found, actually it will not terminate the statement. Okay. Now, in order to create a procedure in SQL, in MySQL, like this is the uh, syntax, right? I was telling that. Yeah, this is the syntax. Syntax. Yeah, here is the syntax. Create. We need to define what's the user actually you are using it, procedure, and procedure name. So let's create a procedure. Create. I don't think definer is mandatory. Yeah, it's not mandatory. It's in the square brackets, so it's not mandatory. Create procedure test. Right? I am creating the test, and actually here parameters are there. I am not passing any parameters. Okay. Now, because it didn't end that comment, because I didn't give the two backslashes. Begin. Okay. Here, let's see. Uh, yeah. So I will mention something like this. Declare yeah. Okay. It's int. I'm declaring now. It's a local variable. Local variable. That means actually in a method actually we'll be having a local variables, right? Something like this. So we are actually doing that one. So declare my num int. Default value is 0. Okay. I declared it as 0 instead of default int. Default is 10. Okay. Now I want to print this value here itself. Okay. So in order to print it, I need to do select my num. That's it, I think. And then I will give end here. And after that, actually, I will pass this statement. So my program is created. Within the database, it's a database programming. We are talking now database programming. Within the program, my database is created. Let's see actually user store procedures. I can see like a test. But for some reason, as I said, right, it's a drawback, or I don't know like what how to use this IDE. So I am using the command. This procedure is created now. Now how we can call it? In order to call this procedure, right, you need to use call statement and pass this one. Okay. Again, let me step back. If I do call test, right, it won't end it. Why? Yeah, it won't end it. Why? Any answer?
Yes, sir. You haven't given black backslash.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I will change my delimiter again. Once the procedure is compiled, I will change the delimiter to this one. Now, if I give this one, right, it will execute and it will show the result. See, minus. This is what actually we have it. So now actually I want uh, to print all 1 to 10, right? So what I will do, I will go here. Instead of create now, what I will do, I will alter procedure. Okay, and same thing. Okay, yeah. First I need to change the delimiter. Oh, so MySQL. Yeah. For some reason, actually, it's not allowing that. Let me recreate it. I will create drop procedure test. So this is the way actually I can drop it. Okay, let me change the delimiter. So first I will drop the table, drop the procedure, and again recreate it with the same name. Uh, Drop procedure test. Yeah, test is drop, and you cannot see that one, right? It's gone. Now actually I will recreate it again, but this time actually I will add some more logic. Now, sorry, I need to do delimiter first. Delimiter I have created. Now create procedure test. Okay, this is my test. Okay, begin. As soon as actually test is there, I am beginning it. Here, same thing. Like I will do where it was declare. Okay, this is declare statement. I am declaring it. I int. Okay, default 0. I this is equals to I equals to 0. This is what this meaning, right? Now what I will do, I will show you like how I can iterate it. Procedure, store procedure, if statement. Yeah. So there is a repeat statement. Okay. And you can specify uh like how many times actually you need to iterate it. Um so let me take repeat. Repeat what, right? Mm, I want to print all numeric numbers. I can do like this, I equals to I plus 1, or I need to do, yeah, I equals to I plus 1. Okay. Until I is So this will until, so here I need to do end repeat. Now here I can write select I end. It's not compiled. Yeah, this equals to +1. Yeah, we need to do set command. Let me try again. Set. Yeah, it's compiled. Let me execute it again. Yeah, call test. I equals to 1 only. Why actually it's showing that I think the problem is let me drop procedure test. Okay, let me recreate again. Delimiter. Okay, now this is what it is, right? Until I is less than 10. So it's wrong, I think. Okay, until I is greater than 10. So now let's see actually what happens if I call that. Yeah, you can see that, right? I is incremented till 11. So like that, actually we can create, we can put like our own statements in our store procedure, and we can call them in Java as well. Like the way how we are calling, right? We can call from Java and get the results as well. So what it gets, right? So this is what actually the I value will get it, and it comes as a 11. Anything actually it uh, uh, it implemented, right? Anything actually the uh, store procedure that returns, actually we can get the values using our result sets. So there are multiple ways actually to execute in Java. Okay. Uh, so far, actually, what we learned when we were talking about statements, we spoke about, okay, statement, right? And we spoke about prepared statement. Can anyone tell the difference between statement and prepared statement?
Statement is used to create the queries.
Right. What is the difference between prepared statement?
Prepare statement. Uh, uh, Sir, it's working for the delete. I'm like DML queries.
Both are same thing, right? Both will work for DML. No, not right. Any other answer? So I actually explained very in detail last time. So statement is actually when uh, you want create a statement and it compiles every time. Statement object actually compiles every time.
Yes, sir.
So statement compiles every time. Okay. Whereas repeat statement, it compiles once and runs many times. So that's the main difference between prepared statement and statement. Compile once and execute many times. Right? Also, I told like it's SQL injections, like how it can protect SQL injections, and all actually I told you. It should be there in our GitHub in Java training. JDBC. So on this day, I think we discussed about statement objects. This is the one, right? And after this one, actually, we started using prepared statements. See, here it is a prepared statement. So if you want, actually, you can go back and look one more time, or you can look like any other videos. Try to relearn again what is the difference. Why when we will use prepared statement, when we use statement. Okay. Now there is one more statement apart from this one, right? One more statement that's called callable statement. It's a callable statement. So what it is, right? We will execute. This will be execute actually to execute the stored procedures in Java. So how it will execute? It's pretty much simple. Just the way actually how you can connect to database, right? So let's say I'm here. I am not actually going to use uh, any of my, or let me switch back to the Word program. Java training. Let me see if I am up to date. So we'll go here in So today we'll use callable statement. So it's simple. Main, as I told, right, we need to use the class dot for name. Okay. So far these two statements are common. These two statements are common. Get connection, and it throws actually exception. It throws class not found exception or whatever, right? Throws exception. See, actually, I explained like in detail like what happens in 1.2. You need to remember them. When you remember, if you do practice, don't go out of focus at all. Okay. Now connection we got right. As I said, right, we have so far actually we were creating connection dot statement here, connection dot create statement, which gives the statement which compiles every time, and we have like a connection dot prepare statement where we need to pass the SQL query. It compiles one time and executes many times. Okay. Similarly, we have like a connection dot here. If you scroll down, I think it's a different way. Let me check it once. Callable statement. Yeah, so it's prepare call. So what we need to do is here actually connection dot prepare call. So here, right, if I give let's say now test, okay, this will give the callable statement. Callable statement. Callable statement equals to this one. Now, right, it's similar to our JDB other prepare statement dot execute. We just need to give the callable statement dot execute. Just use uh, execute query. So this will execute query or execute. Yeah, execute query. Right now, actually, we are reading only data. So it gives like a execute. Let's see, actually, even I'm not sure. Result set equals to this one. And we can iterate the result set, right? How we can iterate the result set? While result set dot next. Okay. What I'm going to do, I know like I am getting only one variable. So result set dot get int of 1. I already told you column index in except JDBC, everywhere else it is 0. Only in JDBC program, it's a 1. So let's try to execute this one. That cannot issue statements that do not produce result sets. So let's see, execute update. What happens? You have an error in SQL syntax. Check manual. So it went to MySQL and oh, okay. There should be call. So I'm confusing. Just the way actually how we can use the how we use here in the this one, right? We need to use, I think, but how we can get the results here? Query only, right? Yeah, we got result actually. Let me step back. Here it is, call. Yeah, see, the program is executed and we got the output. So likewise, actually, we can execute the program and we can read the results using the store procedure as well. Again, why store procedure, right? The store procedure is actually to do some compute intensely. Why we want to do in database? Because the data is in database. We want to do it in the database programming. So it goes by case actually, which is better, which is not better. So if you see some of the legacy applications, there will be like a quite lot of JDBs, so quite lot of database programming. People used to write like a left and right program in the data itself. During that time, it was right. But as part of modernization and all, right, we grown up, right? Java came up and scalability increased. So nowadays, actually, we write more on Java. Apart from that, actually, there is not much uh, differences. Actually, you can use any of the styles. Actually, like in again, database is also like we can write like a object oriented programming. That and all actually we will come to know like a as you progress it in advance. Okay, any questions on this one? Store procedures.
Sir, will you explain that store procedure once again through command prompt? You use terminal, right? With that only.
Yeah. So it's like a create procedure, right? This is like a syntax. Create procedure. In order to create the procedure, create procedure, and here actually you can give it. If you are passing any arguments, right, you need to define the arguments here. Right now it's a void no arg method. Okay, it's a no arg method, and then in Java actually you will curly braces, right? Here in database programming it uses begin. Every module, every block actually starts with a begin end, begin and corresponding end. Here begin is there and here is the end is there, corresponding begin end. So that means actually it is something similar to where you have like this curly braces and this curly braces. Okay, inside that actually what I did, int I equals to 0. That's equivalent statement. We need to define, declare. Declare actually define. Without defining actually you can't use it. In Java actually you can directly int I equals to 0, but here actually you need to add declare statement. Okay, Default is nothing but actually equals to 10, equals to 0. Okay, instead of int I, right? That means actually we're not assigning any value. Default is 0. Actually, I'm specifying that it is the assigning equal 0. Repeat is kind of a label. Okay, what happens, right? It's a block again. It's a begin block again. Repeat, end repeat. When you say repeat, till the time actually end repeat, all the time actually it will be repeated. And here actually there is a break statement. If I is greater than 10, stop it. So it will stop it until unless actually I is greater than 10. When I is greater than 10, when I is becomes 11. So it is actually repeating this block, set I equals to I plus 1. It's again set command is required because of syntactical issues. This is a database programming, and database they will use their own syntax. It's not like I equals to I plus 1 like Java. Okay, at the end what I did, I am just selecting I as a output parameter and ending it. So this is what the program it is. And in order to execute it, right, what I will use, call test. Okay, I didn't change the delimiter. Call test, right? So it executed and printed the I value 11. So that's how the store procedures will work in databases.
We use stored procedure for only computing the
That's what I said. Like it goes, it's very complicated question. Like when to use store procedure. For me, the right answer is, as I said, right, when I want to avoid this traffic, when like there is too much to and fro traffic between database and application, means actually we're querying and then again querying, again querying, again querying. So let's say it's a chain of actions. How it will be like, you are finding up, you in your college actually you are finding up some person. That person criteria is actually you are looking up all day in a department. Okay, you are going for a computer science department. Within the computer science department you are finding up who has all the subjects greater than 80 marks, 80%. You got few results. Okay, now again you are going against their data, you are passing as a right. That one request is completed. Again you are making a database request that you need actually their past, like your BTech, right, their past scores is at least 80%. So again it goes to the database, it verifies actually how many of them. Let's say in the first call actually there are 10 students came up. In the next call again with the filter actually only 8 students came up. Okay, now again you are querying, third time again you are querying to the database, asking like a whoever have that, right, whose primary language was English from the beginning. So again you are querying, again you are querying. So there is like a lot of computation is happening in the application, and traffic is happening in between application and databases. So in that cases, right, it is advised to write the either query, a single query, or a store procedure in the database.
Okay, sir, I got it.
You got like a to and fro data, right? What it date if there is too much data movement. So and it takes time, right? You are querying this in network traffic, network request actually takes some time. There will be some delay, and the request has to come. This guy need to understand like what such request is. need to respond back. When it is responding back, actually it needs to convert back to Java form, right? Like how our result set came up, right? So yeah, how our result sets came and all, actually it needs to conversion. Actually there will be a conversion, and then application will use the Java form, and again it will query back again from Java form again to JDBC form, conversions, network traffic. So in order to avoid these kind of latencies or network delays, we'll go for the database programming.
Okay, sir.
Okay, but this is like a today's truth. But in olden days, they do not have actually any other programming languages also. Um, like there was only one Oracle server, which is to call like a Jane server, right? Uh, Data is always there, and data programming is also there. And if you see actually in many of the terminals, mainframe terminals, they still use that same uh, mainframe applications. Like if you go to uh, some stores or legacy applications, banks are right, where actually the cursor will be moving like a blinking and moving it something. Uh, yeah, so it will be like this blinking and moving, right? Whatever you are programming. So yeah, see something like that. Actually, it will be moving and they will be doing the programming, right? So it's something like that actually, where the legacy systems are still there, where the cursors will be moving like your olden days gaming programming. Those are actually in those days the Java was not there. For example, actually to choose even in your system, actually the boot up, you will choose something like this, right? So these are like a more legacy systems. These are written in database itself. Most of the time, actually, they written in database itself. If you, I don't know whether you had subject or not, Oracle D2K, right? Where this is like a, they have like a client server architecture within the Oracle database itself. They used to create the forms like this, and the data actually coming to store procedure, and store procedures actually used to insert data in uh, data actual tables. So everything actually in one single database. Okay, so this is what actually parameters, procedures, how they will insert the data. In olden days, like if you want to insert like employee data, they used to create a dialog like this and insert the data and hit like a enter here, and it will go insert in the database. These are called like a D2K forms in olden days. Yeah, this is also D2K forms. If you see like your train reservation system, I don't know, maybe they might have updated, but when I was booking actually, I used to see something terminals like this. Okay.
Okay, sir.